Raghu, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So directly go on to the we apply for the HCI. We get these details from SAP. Okay, correct. So now once we have it, what we will do is you need to go to your accounts.ondemand.com, hana.ondemand.com to register and activate your HCI tenant. Okay. So how do we do that? So for that, you need to your account dot account.hana.ondemand.com. Okay. Log on to this. Okay. With your item. Initial screen in my account.ondemand.com. Okay. You can see now, Raghu. Raghu, you're there?
Yeah.
Oh, so you can see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay. So in account.ondemand.com, okay, you have the Java application, HTML application. So all the subscription, all these things, details you have here. So you explore here. If you have the HCI login, then under the provider account AVRCIN, you will be having two application. One is your tenant management node, my tenant management node, and one my runtime node or worker node. Okay, so I have one worker node, one tenant management node. We will understand this tenant management node and worker node in detail tomorrow. Okay, not to worry. Um, so from here you can get the link of your click on this. Okay, you have this one. This is the link p341 tmn.hci.eu1. Just click on it. onto so you will find it is hanged. 1 second. I is coming back to where we have started. We have just logged into the HCI, it's HANA Cloud Cockpit, Platform Cockpit. Okay. Now we are creating authorization. First of all, I have shown you how to get the how to get the name, means how to get the details of your HCI tenant. Okay. Then creating authorization. Okay, we directly went to the roles, but if you want to create some new users, you can create, else you can go to this add a member to your HANA Cloud Cockpit, or you can add this to your roles to your HCI tenant. Okay, so again your account would be ABI VIBR. Okay, so you have the tenant management node. Under that tenant management node, you need to assign these roles against this name. So these are the fixed roles which are already there in the HCI. Okay, you have the authorized auth group dot administrator. Okay, you have the auth group dot business expert, auth group dot integration developer, auth group dot read only. Okay, so and auth group dot system developer. So each one has a specific task. Okay, so if you are an administrator, then you can means their properties are assigned. You can do the deploy the security content. You can deploy the integration flow. You can cancel the message. Monitoring. Can do monitoring. You can do you can delete the message from data store. So in all, it would be your super user, your and we have super user in your SAP PI. Same thing is your auth group administrator. So you have all the authorizations to this user. Okay, generally this authorizations are not given. We as an developer, we would be assigned the authorization group as integration developer. Okay, integration developer, in this we can create, we can monitor integration flow, deploy the integration flow iFlows, we can deploy security content. Okay, we can cancel message, but we cannot um, view the messages. Okay, so to view the messages, you need to add EBS messaging. Okay, just now I will show you which is EBS messaging. The EBS messaging. Okay, so this EBS messaging will let you view the messages and view the payload. Okay, this EBS messaging, it is not assigned to all the developers, because in production, if you have the access of EBS messaging, if you have the EBS messaging role assigned against your ID, then you can view the payload and sensitive data, financial data, and that type of data can be viewed. So in production, EBS messaging won't be allowed to view. Okay, I think Satya has arrived. Hey, hi Satya.
Yeah, hi Sanath. I couldn't log in, I couldn't join yesterday and also
No, no problem, no problem.
did I miss anything or uh, can I
Just
catch it up?
okay. So yesterday there wasn't any class. I thought you would be missing, so we didn't had any class. Today we are having. So just now I just showed Satya Raghu that what is means once we you might be aware that we see a tenant and how do we access it. Okay, so I have started from where we have left. We are going to the account hana.ondemand.com. You
Okay.
can go to this portal.
Uh, it's disconnecting it. I could not hear you. Sanath, I could not hear you. Are you
Just one second, one second, one second.
some internet problem there or here? I don't know.
Yes, Satya, you were saying?
I think could be some internet problem from your side. I could not able to hear you, whatever you were talking about
Uh,
earlier.
I got a call, so I just muted you. Anyway,
Oh, really? Okay.
so as soon as you go to this page, okay, as soon as you log into
Can
your
you able to go
account,
back where we started or where we started today?
I have started from here only. I just went directly to the HANA Cloud Platform cockpit.
Hmm.
Under this, I just went under the subscription. Okay, you need to log in using your S user ID against which you have got the access. Okay, so you just need to log into that S user ID and click on the subscription line. This under application, you need to click on the subscription. Okay, in this subscription you will be provided with the details of your tenant management node and worker node. Okay, as of now tenant management node and worker node I will be explaining it tomorrow in detail. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, but think of it as your RAM and your CPU. Okay, so this is your tenant management node. You need to click to get the URL of your HCI. Okay, so here you have different URLs. The last URL, which is say IT space, just click on it and it will open HCI initials
Is it still available at trial
screen.
version?
Okay, no, it is not available in trial version. You go to the if you hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so that is not in your trial version. It is only available in the developer version. Okay. Uh,
But we
Now
need
I was talking about the
to pay for that.
okay, sorry.
We need to pay for that, right?
Yeah, you need to pay for that.
Okay.
Uh, Now I was talking about the roles where you just came into picture. I was talking about the roles. Just click on the this tenant management node and click on this roles. Okay, this roles define the user on which base means what they can access and what in the HCI. Okay, so it's kind of security also. We are covering up the security part also in HCI. In HCI, generally there is no security team in HCI. Everything has to be done from the our integration team only. Okay, means we are this integration team, we are the security team, we would be the administrator. So all these things would be done by us only. Okay, there would be one user who would be doing this. Okay, who would be allowed to create user or allowed to give the access to the user. Okay, but at the end of the day, we should be aware of what all these things are. Okay, so under this rules, you can assign a user ID. There is an option of assign user ID. You can see in the screen. Uh, you can directly go to that role, and under that you can assign a user. Okay, I am not the administrator, so I cannot assign a user a particular role, but I can view the roles of different user. So here, which this predefined roles means whom can we provide this predefined roles. These are shown in front of you. Okay, you can see there are different things. There is one integration operation server dot configuration alerting. This is one role. You have the node manager deploying security content. This means this roles have some significance. Okay, so to understand that, you can directly go to are the which are there in the HCI. Okay, uh, you have the administrator role, you have the uh, business expert role, you have the integration developer role, read only role. Okay, so different roles signifies different things. Okay, so administrator is in kind of the main super user or main user of that tenant. Okay, you should avoid creating giving administrator role to other developer if you have the if you are the administrator. Okay, if you are generally we give a developer as an integration developer or the group dot integration developer role. Okay, uh, this role provides you to monitor integration flows, deploy integration flows, deploy security content, and cancel messages. Okay, in this role we cannot view the payload. Okay, we mean in case of in PI, we if we have the authorization we can view the payloads also in production, but just for this integration developer you cannot view the payloads. So to view payloads you need to assign EBS messaging rule to your ID. Okay, so how to do that? You need once again check if I can show you all the EBS messaging.
So what is the major role here that we need it for monitoring and then for the development?
Integration developer, that's it.
Sorry?
Integration developer.
I didn't see that role here.
Sorry?
I didn't see that role here.
It's a big list. One second.
Oh, okay.
They have created so many rules. In this, there is system developer, which I have shown you. Means the list which are there, which are used in the PI, in this HCI. Okay.
Oh, these are the roles.
Let me find it one second. Auth group integration developer. So this is the one. Okay.
Integration developer, authorized mobile page integration developer. Okay.
Okay. So with this role, also add the EBS messaging. Okay, I showed you also. So add those roles also to view the payload. Okay, if that is required, means that role is only required in the quality or development node, not in the production one. Okay, so production tenant, you shouldn't provide the EBS messaging. Okay, if you have the EBS messaging, you will be able to view the payload. Okay, so and that is not necessary to be required in the production. Okay, because there will be sensitive data. Okay, so we should not provide EBS messaging. There are so many EBS messaging. So you should not provide the EBS messaging authorization to your any of the consultant, developer consultant. Okay.
So only the monitors, only the production monitors, those people have.
Sorry.
Like, only the monitor role should have that role, maybe that monitor.
No, monitoring, you can monitor the messages. Okay, that is different thing.
The message.
Monitoring messages means you can view the messages have been processed or not, but you cannot view the payload or content of that message.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the developer can view the monitor, can do the monitoring. Okay. I'm just going back to my screen. Okay. So they can monitor the messages, integration developer. Monitoring integration flows, but they cannot view the payload. So if you want to, then add the EBS messaging. Okay. So now once this configuration has been done, your HCI is up and running. So this is thing which you need to do to configure your HCI and bringing up or start developing your HCI contents. Okay, so this is the only thing. So it's quite simple. Very means you need to log in this. Okay, go to the services. There are a number of services available in your HANA Cloud platform. Activate your HANA Cloud connector. This would be later part. I will be showing you how to do the HANA Cloud connector, HCC connector. So you need to enable that. Okay, but it will be coming in our later classes. Okay, you have the HANA Cloud integration. Okay, you can click on it. Okay, have purchased, and if it's not, it won't be. Means if you go with the this uh, means browser dependent check. So this I'm using it. It's in trial ID. Okay. You have just purchase store. Okay. I need to do this one. So for trial, you need to go to account.hanatrial.ondemand.com. Using this. Sorry?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. Berapa mana aja tuh? Ya, ya, morning. Oh, yeah. Ah, okay. Okay.
Hello. So here you can see under my subscription, you won't find any HANA Cloud integration application activated. Okay, so this is the trial version of HANA Cloud Platform Cockpit. Okay, HANA Cloud Cloud Platform. So under this, in the services, you won't be having the HANA Cloud integration. Okay, and it won't be in enabled state. Okay, so if you want to create your applications, you do some your UI5 or HTML5, you can create it, but it's not yet provided. Okay, so you will having the option to initiate it. So but in this inscription option, I have these are the steps which you need to perform to initiate or start your HCI. Okay, so so as of now, we know where exactly our HANA Cloud integration resides in the landscape, SAP landscape. Okay, so you have your SAP Cloud, third-party cloud, SAP ERP, third-party ERP, and your SFTP server. So all will be communicating to your HCI. Okay, it would be in the middle. Okay, they will be sending up the data, receiving up the data from HCI. Okay, so uh, it would be would be having a unified view of your integration with all the solutions available in the market. Okay. Now let's understand what is tenant management node, what is worker node, and what is under the hood of HCI. Okay. So HCI means in our last class I told you as soon as we ask for the HCI access, we are provided with a memory in the SAP Cloud, okay, and a CPU. Okay, so let's divide that into two parts. One would be a tenant management node. Okay, think of it is as your um, memory. Okay, your place where you save your artifacts. Okay, all the means all the messages, everything would be saved on your tenant management node. And worker node, think of it as your RAM. Okay, it's read-only memory, random access memory. Okay, so RAM, what RAM will do is it will take the data, means same case as we have in our desktop or laptop. As soon as we double click on any application or on any photo, just for instance, that photo is taken to your RAM, it is loaded into RAM, all the pixels, those are processed, and as photo is displayed in front of you on your screen. So same thing will happen as soon as a message is incoming to your HCI, and we are aware that your HCI is aware that this message is coming of this interface, this iFlow, then that iFlow would be loaded to your worker node. Okay, that worker node will take all the details from tenant management node, like which interface is this, which mapping we will need to use, which business logic we need to do, okay, and which receiver it needs to set. Okay, so all these things would be performed on your worker node, and once that message has been processed and the worker node task is done, no other message, that worker node will be refreshed. Okay, so that data would be refreshed. Okay, so you have the tenant management node, you have the worker node. Okay, so why did they go for this type of architecture? Okay, so the pro of this architecture is you have the scalability option. Okay, so let's say you can increase the RAM or increase the worker node to your HCI at any point of time. Let's say your uh, load on your HCI has just increased. So what SAP will do, it will take a worker node, free worker node, and it will attach that to your tenant management node, and it will be done at the back end. Okay, first thing, these things are not visible to us. Okay, these are done at the back end of your HCI. Okay, and this is taken care by SAP itself. Okay, we don't do any type of configuration in the worker node or how it should behave or how which one should be attached to our TMS. It is all taken care by our by SAP. Okay, so let's say at any point of time there is too much of data which needs to be processed by HCI. Okay, so what it will do is what SAP will do is it will attach more worker node to your TMN, okay, tenant management node. So that data means the load would be divided in different node, and your message processing would be fast, okay, and you won't get means your data would be processed fast, so you get a better throughput, okay, and at any point of means with this type of architecture, this attachment and attaching and detaching of worker node is possible. Okay, at any point of time we can scale the your tenant. You can also ask for means, but this is depends means if you have asked for a better a premium, if you have went for a premium solution where you have the highest number of uh, cores and highest number of processing power, you have opted for that package, then only SAP will attach. If you have gone for the minimal package where you have gone with the minimal cores of your CPU and the worker node, then SAP won't be doing it. It will let the processing be on your one worker node only. So it all depends on the premium package, which package you have gone for. Okay, so this is scalability. And do you remember I told you that you have high availability of your HCI. So 99.9% of time HCI is available. There is no downtime, and there is no requirement of it is never down, and we don't need to have a fallover system. Means in general we have the load balancer and PI and those things, but that is not the case in your HCI. Okay, so let's say at any point of time your one worker node has stopped working. Okay, some due to some malfunction, something happens in background, your one worker node has stopped, okay, suddenly by working. So what your SAP will do is they will attach a new worker node to your tenant management node, and that will act, or this will not stop your message to process, okay, which is not in the case in our PI, where if you have only single server which is used to process the message, and if it goes down, then your system goes down. Okay, so you need to find the bug. Until that time, your business will stop. Okay, and your means at critical time, your business will stop, and it will create issues, or it will means it is not good. So, but in the case of HCI, it won't be the case. Okay, it won't be the scenario. Your HCI will be up and running all the time. Okay, even if there is one malfunction in one of the worker node, it will attach other free worker node, whichever the worker node is free with them. Okay, and that is something done at their end. We are not aware how they are viewing the availability, or how they are checking, or how they are switching between the worker nodes from one TMN to another TMN. Okay, and worker node can be available to other TMN also. So let's say I am one company which is using one worker node, which has one TMN, and at the background I have a worker node. Let's say at that point of time, my my system is very, it's idle. There is no message flowing. So the worker node is available for SAP to use by any other client. Okay, so means it's like it's all depends on SAP how they are switching between the worker node or the hardware. Okay, but for us, we have the advantage that our HCA will be up at almost 100% of the time. Okay.
So only the tenant management node is specific to the client, not
Okay.
the node, right?
Okay. So tenant management is kind of your database. Okay, which holds up your artifact details, your mapping details, all the details which needs to be stored are on the tenant management node.
Tenant management. Okay. So that is specific to a client. That's that.
Correct?
Okay.
Okay. So this is how SAP means HCI achieves this type of means it is universal with all the clouds. I'm not talking about only for SAP HCI or this C4C. For all the this cloud solutions, SAP is doing the same thing behind. Okay, but in HCI we identify them in tenant management node and worker node. In the success factors, or let's say C4C, they have different space, means it is annotated by different name. I don't know exactly what name they are, but again they have different for them also. If there is a fallover, you have the worker nodes which are working, which are attached to the main database, and if any fallover, if any switching, or if in case of any high load, the worker node can be scaled, switched, or attached to that database. Okay, so this concept is universal for all the clouds. That's why they are able to provide you an 100% time of availability.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. Uh, there is a which you two and there is Venkat and one more person who are there in the call. We will be continuing from the next portion. Okay. Um, so please be there. Okay. If you have any issue, you can just raise it right now. Okay. Tomorrow it won't be an issue, but you can raise it right now if you have any queries or if you are stuck somewhere. Because we are going very slowly and we are now into HCI now. Tomorrow we will be into our HCI first initial stage. Okay.
Okay. So far that we are only just the documentation, right? We are reading it. So
We understand.
okay. So do we want me?
Sorry?
We need to take the access, right? That's what you are asking us to take the access. HCI
No,
access.
no, no.
Uh,
If you have the access, it's
uh,
well and
okay.
down. I will show you how to download Eclipse and on Eclipse.
Okay. So Eclipse and the content, the script packages content, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
But so, no, no. My question here is, you said like if you have any question, not a question, if you are stuck up somewhere, let me know. But we didn't do anything so far, right? We didn't do anything so far.
No, no, nothing, nothing, nothing.
Okay. Uh, if you have something on the any documentation or anything on the, yeah, I think you went through that. But if you have any kind of step by step process to configure the HCA and then make to HCA upon running it. So those two steps, do you have any kind of documentation or any few couple of steps or something like that, so that we don't, if I take any kind of, if I take the access, I need to know that.
So first of all, I showed you all these things. I will be sharing this document itself with you.
Uh,
Okay,
uh,
all the documents which I have, these are for you only. Okay,
okay.
whatever I'm giving, those documents would be provided to you. Not to worry
Okay.
about that.
Okay.
Okay, I will update this document. I would say the document which I showed you today, it
Mm.
is little bit older version, and in this January,
Mm.
the HCI means the role configuration, it has been changed little bit. The means where exactly to go there and how to change it, it has been changed. The Honda hasn't been changed. The only place where it is residing, it has been changed. So I will update that document and I will send it to you. Okay. Um,
So the main, the problem, not the problem, but main problem is like could be it's a lot of documentation and a lot of what is it, reading and everything. But only the place that we can get to the, we can get everything that what we need to know is steps. So that if you have a couple of steps, that's it. I think we can get up to speed whenever we take take the access, HCA access. So that kind of steps, I think you need to either just to first step, okay, just to get the access and then okay, add the roles or add these are the roles, main roles, something like that. think you specified in your documentation, in your PPT also. But
Yes, yes.
if you can do something that very precise way of doing it, that would be great.
Okay. So only for getting the access, correct?
Yeah, only getting the access, and another one is the configuration. That's the
Uh,
initial steps actually to
Configuration
do that.
I can give you, but
Adding your rooms.
yes, I think those roles and configuration I can give you,
Mhm.
but getting that access, that is quite now difficult for me because I've already got the access, and now uh, that is something done by my on-site person. So they have raised it for the access. But anyway, I will check for the steps. Good thing to bring it notice. I will create a
Whatever you
document.
know, whatever you know, just to put the steps, I can. Uh,
Yes,
yeah, I can go from there.
yes. Sure, sure. So we are meeting it tomorrow, 8 a.m. Raghu,
So do you want to take more time on the weekend?
sorry,
Sanat?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, tell me, Sanat.
Raghu, 8 p.m. tomorrow morning.
Yeah, sure.
8 a.m. Sorry, my mistake. 8 a.m.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Do you,
Satya, you were saying something?
yeah. Do you want to take more time on the weekend? So tomorrow is a weekend, right?
Yeah,
So that see, right? We are working, right? So we always have something comes up in between, and so we cannot. Sometimes we will skip the class and all those. So if we can take up some extra classes, extra time in the during the weekend, I think we can finish it up soon, or
yeah.
maybe that we can catch it up soon.
And if you miss